Srimate Ramanujaya Namaha. Mind and Moods, World of Fantasies. The next topic I love to deal with is about the world of fantasies. Every one of us, in one point of time in our life, sail through this beautiful world of fantasy. Like last say, first story part of this week, I am going to talk about Kulasekara Alvar, the seventh Alvar of the 12 Alvars. He was a king of Malaynadu, present-day Kerala. He himself was a Sanskrit scholar and poured literature on Lord Vishnu in Sanskrit and Tamil equally. He was not only a staunch Vaishnavite, but a person who believed service to Sri Vaishnavas is nothing but service to the Lord himself. He generally earned the name of a mass ruler who ruled Chera, Chola and Pandya kingdoms too. But a spiritual awakening in Sri Vaishnavism made him immerse into the ocean of Perumal himself. As a king, he used to conduct speeches on Ramayana. An ardent devotee of Lord Rama and Sita, lot of times he used to forget about the world surrounding him. One evening, during the Ramayana discourse, there was the Yuddha Kandam of Rama fighting Ravana. He couldn't digest Rama alone fighting in the war, and forgetting he was in Kali Yuga, ordered his ministers to master armies and started marching towards Sri Lanka to fight against Ravana and to help Rama in his fights. Such was the world of his fantasy. Ramayana made him forget his valor, forget the time he was bound in, and he thought he lived with Rama himself. His fantasy of ideas was such that the minister had to arrange another army to come in opposite direction and inform the king that Rama won the war himself and he is returning back with Sita Devi, and he instructed Kulasekara, the king himself, to go back to his own territory. Such was his holy mindset. What a fabulous, fantastic bhakti he had. That's why he is called Kulasekara Perumal, equal to God. He renounced his throne, and the pashuram he did for Tirupati, Tirumala can never be compared with any other. In one pashuram he says, at least give me the privilege of being born a worm, a grass, a bird in Tirumala hills. He says, let me be the steps in Tirumala hills, the step before the sanctum sanctorium in Tirumala Sannadhi is called Kulasekara Padi, and no one steps on it. As Alvar says, he lies there as a step, enjoying the red coral lips of Tirupati Perumal. He was born a king, got spiritually aware, and that too, he sailed through only fantasies, forgetting who he was, where he was, in what time he was living, and all such. Fantasies and the world of fantasies is always a beautiful formation when such bhakti is involved, and such level of forgetting one's own self and a feeling of belonging to the Almighty. Here, our world of fantasy is entirely different. We fell into false worlds, fantasies that gives us no benefit, and the only benefit of those fantasies is worldly pleasure. Such fantasy leads us to depression and a psychological state of laziness. Lot of such situations tie us to a time machine wherein we refuse to come out of that in any point of time. When our fantasies involve Narayana, that is what bliss means. That is what ecstasy means. That is what enjoying means. This state of affairs is what Gopikas went through in Krishna Charita. Our Lakshmi Narsimha is such an ecstasy, such a bliss, and such a high level of enjoyment. I close my eyes, I fantasize I am Prahlada. I fantasize I have no one in this world except you, Narsimha. I believe you will come for me. Whatever distress I am in this world of materialistic pressure, I fantasize I love only Narsimha, and he comes to me, hugs me, and gives me moksha, eternity. Srimate Nihamanta Mahadeshikaya Namaha.